Hey everyone, and welcome to the tax reporting webinar. My name is Austin Bonison, and I'm the Customer Engagement Manager here at ZenPlanner.
And I'm Erin McMorrow. I am a Customer Advocate Team Lead.
So today we're going to be covering a topic that's important to everyone who's been using ZenPlanner at any point during 2017, and that's reporting on the taxes you've accrued through memberships, retail items, basically any taxable purchases that your members have made through ZenPlanner. For people who are newer to the system or may not know how to set up for 2018, we're going to be covering how to set up your income categories and tax rates so that when you pull this same exact report in 2019, everything will be organized and good to go. This webinar is not meant to be an in-depth look at ZenPlanner's reporting capabilities. So we did have a topic or a webinar on that topic not too long ago, and I'm going to be sending that out in my follow-up email. So you can watch over that to kind of learn more about reporting in ZenPlanner outside of the year-end tax report.
So for the agenda today, we'll be covering the end-of-year tax report for 2017, and then we'll be helping you set up for 2018. I'll be helping answer any questions you may have, so chat them away in the chat functionality of the GoToWebinar, and at the end of Austin's presentation, we'll cover any more popular questions that come through.
Yeah, and this should be a fairly short webinar. We just have one report to cover, and then, like I said, kind of looking at 2018. But keep in mind that if you do need to step out at any point, this will be sent in a recording after, so you'll receive that and be able to watch through it at any time. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so first thing we're going to click on, everyone is going to have in their database the same report listed here under Finances. So if we click into that, and we're here in Erin's test database called Parks and Rec. So what we're going to see here is the end-of-year tax report, and this is going to be the report we're going to be looking at for the summation of the webinar. Now when we click into here, we're going to see any purchases made throughout the year. And this is going to cover any sort of purchases, whether they were class tuition, like membership purchases or retail purchases, anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and show all. You'll see that it's showing just the first 50 out of a total of 187. So I'm going to click show all just so we can see the expanded view. It's categorized here by income category, so that's kind of how it's grouped together. But if we scroll through, we're just going to see all of the purchases that have been made, all 187 of those. And then when we get to the bottom, we're going to notice quite a few here. When we get to the bottom, we're going to notice all of the totals. So we can see the total payments and then also categorized by income category that are built into the system. We are also going to see the tax amounts, and we'll get to where you can set those up, but basically the tax amounts would be either services or retail, and the totals of those as well. Now in Erin's test database here, she didn't have tax rates for a while, so that's why we're seeing low numbers here. But if you have these tax rates set up throughout the year, you're going to see all of those totals listed here. And to go up and kind of change the layout of this report or edit it to what we need, what we're seeing is payment date, first name, last name, payment status, income category, tax amount 1, tax amount 2, and payment this bill. We can click into edit report and kind of change the way that this functions. Right now it's set up, to be pretty generic for everyone to be able to use this report for 2017, but we can absolutely customize it as necessary and either save it again or just come back and set it to the default. But what we're going to see is this report is pulling payment date last year, so every payment made in 2017, where the payment status is either approved or pending. The reason we keep pending in here, generally that's for right at the beginning of the year. If this were January 2nd, some of those may still be in a pending status where the EFT payment is going through. But now that it is already the, whatever date is, 17th of January, most of these are just going to be approved payments. And you'll see that listed here throughout payment status, and you can organize that by that if you need to single out any pending payments that have not gone through just yet. But we do have the ability to edit the report settings. First, we're going to see it's in a grid format. Generally with this, that's how you're going to want to keep it. It is grouped by income category and then sorted by the payment date. So we're going to see through the dates from the earliest, or rather the most recent, to the past. The columns we're going to see, we can also edit these as well. So if you do need to see for whatever reason those people's email addresses or their primary location, however you need to filter that down, you certainly can. Again, it is showing currently the bill tax amount 1 and bill tax amount 2, which are the most important items here. One note would be with gift cards. So that is kind of an interesting way that the system records that, and you want to make sure that you're recording that correctly. So pretty far down here, we're going to see purchases for gift cards. Those are going to be listed in the other income category. I'll be circling back to why that is here in a minute, but basically all of these are gift card purchases. So Eric purchased a gift card for $100 that has no tax applied to it because gift cards are not taxable items. But when he uses that gift card, that is when it's going to include that tax information. So we're going to scroll up into our retail purchases. There was one made, I believe, November 15th. Find that retail item. Here we are. So this purchase was made using a gift card. So what you're going to notice is there is no total here. Because he has already paid that $100, it's not going to duplicate that by putting in the $25 that he spent on this t-shirt. It's only going to let you know that he actually spent $26.88 because $188 of that was tax. And we'll click into that to see what that looks like. But he purchased a $25 shirt. The retail tax was applied for a total of $26.88, and the payment was listed as an account balance. Now, you may recall from the gift card webinar that the gift card is deposited into somebody's account and then put in as an account balance, which is why this says account balance and not gift card. But that account balance paid for $26.88. $25 of that was the actual purchase that it is not duplicating, and then $188 was the tax there. So just to kind of round that out, we're going to click back into the report, show all, and then I'm going to show you what that gift card purchase looks like. So Eric's $100 gift card purchase, if we click into that, we will just see that this has been redeemed as a gift certificate as a credit to the account balance. So he purchased it, he applied it to his account, and then when he used it, it did not double that information for the report that we're looking at. So that is really it with the end of year tax report. It's fairly self-explanatory. I guess the last thing here that I want to show you is the ability to actually download it. So you can pull it into a CSV and get all of that information. It's going to show you same categories that we have here. Any columns that you pull in will also be listed here in the exported report that we're finding. The one thing that will not be here is the totals. So you'll just need to run an Excel formula to total that information for all three of these columns. So you can see total tax 1, total tax 2, and then the total payments altogether. All right, but please let us know. You can reach out to our customer support if you have questions about this, or you can reach out in the chat functionality of GoToWebinar if you have questions about that. But for now, we are going to switch over to kind of setting up for 2018 and making sure that your income categories and tax rates are good to go and set up correctly. So we're going to click into Setup, and we are going to scroll down to Income Category under Lookup Codes. So The lookup codes are all the different types of items we may have, drop reasons, hold reasons, but what we're focusing on here is your income category. You can have as many of these as you need to separate the payments that are coming through as much, however granular you want to get with that, you can set those up here. One thing to keep in mind is that there is a locked income category. So this one cannot be deleted. You can certainly change the name, but that is actually where all gift card purchases are going to go. You can't set where you want the gift card money to be going if somebody purchases a gift card. It's always going to go into this locked income category that defaults to other, but if you did want to change it, you could say this is going to be only used for gift cards, or you can leave it as other in case you have anything else that may be going into that income category. But that's why those were all under the same income category of other. They're going into this locked one here. So again, add as many labels as you need to, categorize them and sort them as much as you need to, but that is going to be, when you pull your report for 2019, you want to make sure these look the way that you want them to for all of the purchases made throughout 2018. So that's one way to make sure that you're set up for success next year. Now the other place is the tax rates, and this is what you want to make sure are set up perfectly as well. So we have taxes for services. These names can be changed, but generally they fall into two categories, both services and retail. And also, they do tend to vary. It looks like these are set up to be the exact same, and a lot of states will have them as the same, but other states will have them kind of separate based on whether they're a service or a retail item. So you want to make sure that these are set up the way that you want them to be as well, according to your state's guidelines, and then also that they're applied to everything that they need to be applied to. Number one being retail. So if we click into retail, we can see that, let's say for towels, if we go into the product catalog here and click into editing the actual towels item, we do not have any taxes applied here. So we want to make sure that that's calculating correctly by selecting the retail tax and then saving our changes. Now there was a gift card and retail webinar not too long ago, so that'll kind of lead you to more information about actually setting up your items and creating retail in the Zen Planner. But as far as taxes go, you just want to make sure that that's selected when you are creating it. And if it's not, you can always come in here and change it. You can also change, if you've added this to somebody's account and you realize that there's no tax, you can go into that order and change the tax there as well. So that would look like we've got some pending purchases here. We can click on this sale to Eric Garnis, click into the item, and then apply it here. It is already applied, but we can make sure that that is added in. The second place that you may need to add these would be under your membership options. So we've got quite a few membership options here. Let's say an 8-pack of classes. That would allow us to come in and add a tax, a services tax here, and we can make sure that that's being applied as well to anyone who does purchase that. So again, moving forward into 2018, if your report is not correct, that you're seeing your year-end tax report isn't calculating your taxes correctly, or it's not pulling in all of the taxes that should be there, you want to make sure that for 2018 you're set up for success by selecting all of those tax rates within your membership options, your retail items, and anything else that you're selling that requires a tax. So that next year you're good to go as far as all of that information being totaled accurately. All right, well that is really all we have to go over today. Like I said, it was going to be a short webinar. Again, I'll be sending the recording of the session, so you'll get that via email shortly in case you need to watch over any part of it. You can also definitely reach out to our customer support team if you have questions about the webinar, and let us know. I'm going to be sending out a quick survey. Let us know if you have a topic you want to cover, and we can definitely look into covering that next time. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day, and you'll have that email from me shortly.